welcome back to Australia Trains. Particularly over the last few years, there's been a lot of network-wide standardisation here in Melbourne. This has benefits of making train rides much easier and more accessible for passengers. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some of the changes that have been made to standardise the network, both on our trains and at stations. Hope you enjoy the video. Just before we start on the interior of trains, what is standardisation? Well, standardisation is the term used for the goal to making things as similar as possible. Even though, for instance, all the trains are different, they have many similar features thanks to standardisation. One massive change to standardise the way we see trains is the internal passenger information displays. Initially, they sort of looked a little bit like this, just nice and plain, and just told you where the train was going and what the next stop was. However, to coincide with the network map colouring, the internal passenger information displays on trains have been upgraded to show a bit more information and match the line group colouring. The type of train we're looking at will have a little image at the top of the frame. We'll start off with the Commons trains. Now, unfortunately, the EDI Commons haven't received any internal passenger information display upgrade. However, the Alstoms have. Remember these? Alright, let's just listen for a little throwback.
Now arriving at Parliament. Change here for Headboard and Melbourne services.
That just hits different, hey? Well, to this, now the Alstom Commons have been upgraded with newer passenger information displays showing what a number of the next stations will be ahead, including the final destination and the group colouring to match the line. Here we can see that the next station is Melbourne Central, the train is a Sunbury service, and the line colour is yellow to match the Northern group colouring. Then the station with the respective line colour shows up with a different style voice.
Now arriving at Melbourne Central.
The Siemens fleet, quite similar, a very basic display pre-upgrade and an epic announcement voice.
This train will be terminating at Cheltenham.
All the way to this, which, quite similar to the Commons, has the next few stations, although not as many. The final destination, this service being Water Garden service, and the yellow group colouring because it's also a Northern group service. Plus the announcements sound very similar to the Commons new announcements.
Flinders Street.
And yes, that Sydney chime that plays on every single announcement. Onto the HMTs that were built after this whole network standardisation plan started, so they were built with these passenger information displays from the get-go. They have the light blue colouring, which is for the Dandenong group, and then on the side have the entirety of the service from first to last station and a live tracker of where the train is and the time on it, which is quite nice. Next up, moving destination headboards. Unlike the EDIs, once again, the Alstoms were the ones to receive the moving headboards. Interestingly though, not even the basic destination of Flinders Street can fit. For the Siemens, a great upgrade from the tiniest writing ever in green to a nice bright white colouring that if something is too big, now it can scroll like this, not taking passengers destination. For the Extrapolis 100s, a scrolling destination headboard, they've actually always had it, so this isn't anything new. And they even have side headboards as well that, if need be, do scroll. Whilst HMTs don't scroll if need be, they will fade instead from one message to the other part. Accessibility has been another key feature of standardisation across our fleet to improve safety and well-being of passengers. Believe it or not, trains used to not have any priority seating. Now we see a lot of the orange coloured priority seating across every single carriage on our fleet. The passenger emergency intercom has also been upgraded. On the Siemens fleet, it has been lowered near priority seating so everyone can access, and also on the Commenge fleet, more colourful. All trains have designated wheelchair parking positions, with the newer trains, the HMTs, having lots of them, allowing for a big space behind the driver's cab. Moreover, there are extra help buttons as well if assistance is required, and the newer style stickers even have braille on them. At the time of making this video, the entire Extrapolis fleet have also been going upgrades with installations of hearing aid loops. There has also been a change of branding where the operated by Metro stickers have become more prevalent, making it more of a PTV based livery. For instance, the Siemens have been getting a livery change at Westall. Same deal with the Extrapolis 100 fleet that are receiving operated by Metro stickers, and part of the fleet receiving the pure PTV shape design livery with no Metro logos on the side of the cabs. The HMTs never received Metro logos, and looks like the same for the Extrapolis 2.0s. And one last thing to look at with the trains is, besides shuttles on the Alamein and Williamstown line, all services are run by 6 carriage trains or a 7 carriage high capacity Metro train. So we no longer have the days anymore where we have to play the guessing game of where you could stand on a platform, worrying about if indeed it's going to be a 3 carriage train, which is particularly common in the pre-Metro days, but even during part of Metro's operation, 3 carriage trains were somewhat around still. On to station features, and the first one we'll look at is the passenger information display. They have also all been upgraded to match the group colouring that a specific line is on. This definitely helps in many ways. One example is at Flinders Street, there are many different trains. There is a special screen located on platforms that tells you the next train to major destinations. That includes Southern Cross and Richmond. I'm not sure why Jolimont is there. I guess only when events are on it's a major destination, but it's there too. And you can match the colour with where you want to go. Another example of that is if you are used to seeing, for instance, a green colour for your Werribee train on platform 9 at Flinders Street, and a dark blue colour comes up, it might gain your attention, such as this Blackburn service on platform 9. Regarding the passenger information displays at Southern Cross, I think we'll leave that for another time. Next up, we'll take a look at platform signage. For a long time now, we have had the typical PTV blue signage, which definitely looks quite nice. However, in a recent push over the last couple years, similar to the whole passenger information display change, there has been an upgrade to the platform signage that has seen the line colouring on the signage with a white background display. We will miss you, Surrey Hills signage. However, now we are seeing the change with the white background and the red, for instance, for the Clifton Hill group on the Mernda line at Keon Park, purple even for V-line services, light blue for Metro tunnel lines, Southern Cross with pretty much every group colour there except the Sandringham line, though it can get confusing, such as the yellow line colour Sunbury service on the light blue platform 12 at Southern Cross. However, Flinders Street has no line colour on all platforms to avoid this confusion. Point in case, a Cranbourne service on platform 9 here. One last thing we'll take a look at is new stations are only being built on straightaways. This is because on curve stations, there can sometimes be quite a big gap between the platform and the train. Great examples of that, of stations that probably won't change anytime soon with a big gap on the curve, is Brighton Beach and West Richmond. But new stations such as Union have been rebuilt in a way that it is a straight platform, unlike its old version, Surrey Hills and Mont Albert both not being full straightaways. This was probably a big factor into why they couldn't rebuild 2 new stations in Mont Albert and Surrey Hills, and had to combine them into one, now being Union Station. So in conclusion, it is clear that there have been quite a number of network standardization changes in recent years. The one underlying factor that many of them have is the aim to match as much as possible with the line colouring. We've seen that on internal displays on trains, on platforms, and elsewhere across the network. Any other changes worth mentioning? Feel free to chuck them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. And I think we'll leave it at that. Cheers.